It's taken more than 3 years to get here. A coroner's damning assessment of the litany of errors that led to the Dreamworld tragedy.
Clearly, the risks associated with rafts colliding was known to Dreamworld. Unfortunately, there were clearly a number of missed opportunities during which Dreamworld could and should have identified the safety issues associated with the ride.
I almost lost count of the amount of failings through that the coroner documented. It's quite overwhelming.
Tragedy, 4 dead after a raft flips at Dreamworld on the Gold Coast.
When we just saw people hysterically crying, like running around.
On October the 25th, 2016, one of the oldest and most popular rides at the Gold Coast's Dreamworld theme park turned deadly. 2 rafts on the Thunder River Rapids ride collided. One flipped, fatally crushing 4 passengers. Cindy Lowe, Kate Goodchild, Luke Dorset and Ruzi Aragi. 2 children remarkably escaped with their lives. The disaster prompting an outpouring of public grief and the eventual resignation of the CEO of Dreamworld's parent company.
4 people died very recently, and we are all shattered by this.
In email correspondence.
Matthew Lowe attended all 31 days of the public hearings of the coronial inquest, trying to understand why the Thunder River Rapids ride could kill his wife and leave his son traumatised.
It was really shocking that Cindy and Kieran went on that ride, and then the incident happened and we lost Cindy. That a lot of it could have been prevented.
From his home on the central coast of New South Wales, Matthew Lowe last week spoke of the difficulty of waiting more than a year for the coroner to bring down his findings.
It has been a test of patience, but hearing what the coroner has to say will help us, particularly if he agrees with, or his findings show that there were indeed some major failings at the park.
The various elements and components of this tragic incident clearly demonstrate a systemic failure by Dreamworld in relation to all aspects of safety, to ensure that the amusement rides open to the public were safe.
Today, Matthew Lowe's wait came to an end. It's taken quite a while to get to this point. What are your first impressions?
I think it was good to hear the coroner give a very comprehensive review of where the failings were across many different areas at Dreamworld.
The coroner did find there were other factors that led to the tragedy, in particular a regulatory system that relied too heavily on trust. But the main focus of the coroner was on Dreamworld's shortcomings, shoddy record keeping, an unsound and dangerous reliance on ride operators to avoid risks, and obvious hazards that any competent auditor should have picked up. Queensland's Office of Industrial Relations will now investigate for breaches of workplace laws.
From my side, I think there's probably a case for prosecution, but the coroner was also signalling and mentioning the regulator for some failings, which I believe they've worked on since the incident, but it will be interesting to see which path they take.
Dreamworld's operator ARDENT Leisure issued a public statement late today.
Safety is our #1 priority. Not a day goes by where the new leadership team does not think about the events of October 2016, and this makes us fiercely determined to do everything possible to make sure such a tragedy never happens again.
For those who lost loved ones in the tragedy, the legal investigation is unfinished business. Matthew Lowe and his 2 children hope a decision is made soon.
We still live with the loss of Cindy, particularly Kieran and Isla, and their journeys in life will be without their mother, and lots of us in the family, we miss her dearly through this. I think it's going to take me a little bit of time to come to grips with with everything that's been found out.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.